I'm never baking again. This is so stupid. Hey you guys, good morning. If you were here yesterday, you may have heard me talking about hemoptysis, which is the fancy word for coughing up blood. I hadn't coughed up blood since March, so that's a pretty good track record for me because it used to happen more frequently. But today I need to get the table under control. As you can see, there are plenty of assortment of items, dishes and granola bars and medicines and cereal box and all of this. I need to clean the table because today I am teaching a Zoom class, which I'm calling a real life science lesson for homeschooling families. Kind of across the US, I have a handful of families who are coming, and I'm gonna teach about CF, and I even made color-coded internal organs for my little session. So I need to clean the table off. I want to keep my medicines. I wonder, I'll probably do it facing that way because I'm gonna have my vest as part of it. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about the scientific part of CF, not really scientific, but like the details of CF. And then I'm gonna talk a little bit about what that means in real life. And then I'm gonna talk about treatments of CF. And I'm also gonna do a few different little activities to help the kids kind of understand what it means when I say like, my lungs don't work as well as everybody else's. I'm gonna have them all stand up at their tables or wherever they're Zooming from and do a bunch of jumping jacks. And then I'm gonna call on one of the kids to unmute themselves and tell me like, what does that feel like when your lungs are working really hard and that sort of thing, like hoping that they are gonna be able to understand like that kind of air hungry, like out of breath feeling. That's sort of like, sometimes when we're living with CF, that's kind of what it feels like. So I need to clean the table off, and I'm still waiting to see if I end up seeing any blood today before I do my vest. I'm supposed to hold off on airway clearance for 24 hours after seeing blood. So we'll see. For now, clean the table. That is a little bit better. I don't know why, but I get so nervous before any of these like sharing, teaching opportunities. So I already knew that I was probably gonna sweat through that sweatshirt I was wearing. So I put on a t-shirt. I'm probably still gonna sweat through this because I get so like, oh! So I have 35 minutes. I'm already sitting here. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sit here for the next 30 minutes. Battery died. I'm gonna sit here and paint. I'm gonna get my blood sugar in a good range for starting, and that's what I'm gonna do. Ah! Oh wait, is it working? Woo! This is amazing! So what we're gonna start with, we're gonna start at the top and go down. So we are starting with the lungs. This is my butterfly lungs. I mean, that's kind of what it looks like, right? So if you have a purple colored pencil or crayon, now is a good time to pull that out and start coloring your lungs purple. Now, when we talk about cystic fibrosis, you'll mainly hear it talked about as a lung disease. And the reason why is because primarily the lungs are the biggest issue in a body with cystic fibrosis. Whew, it It worked. We had so much fun, and I was so glad the kids had a ton of questions. It's always helpful when the kids have questions, because I often have opened it up for Q&A, whether it's kids or adults or whoever I'm talking to. And sometimes it can be a little intimidating to ask a question because you don't know if it's appropriate or not. But I just said, like, you can ask anything. There's no silly questions. You can ask anything. And they did. They asked questions. It was awesome. And my little internal organs helped me keep myself like on track. And the kids colored in their little human body and it went well. So,
well, hey guys, I'm so proud of Mary teaching that real life science class. I am making some apple crisp in my cast iron skillet. The neighbor gave us some apples from their family farm, and I was like, apple crisp sounds amazing. So I gotta figure out how to make the topping. I think I'll look up a recipe. Here it is. We'll stick it in the oven for 30 minutes.
Peter's working on editing. I heard his timer go off, so I pulled the apple crisp out of the oven. I have a feeling that is going to taste very good later tonight. So, we need to go do a Walmart grocery pickup, and that is that. He's editing currently, so he said he'll be ready soon. So we'll go do that. I love seeing all of our pumpkins, some of our pumpkins outside. This tree right here, I forget what it's called. It's like an island, something island pine. Like it's like a little Christmas tree. I bought that in 2012 and it's been in our life ever since. My mom took care of it when we were in Scotland and now we have it again. And I'm pretty attached to it. It almost died for the last 2 years constantly. It was so brown and not doing well. And I bought some like fertilizer for our rose bush and I put some of that in there and it worked. It is the happiest pine tree there ever was.
We're home from getting our Walmart grocery pickup, but it was kind of disappointing. Did you tell them about this?
I did not.
We did a Walmart grocery pickup because we saw online that they had peppermint mochi in stock. And last year we found them at Target. And we like, right? Yeah, it's like a seasonal flavor. And they're like our favorite. And so we've been looking forward to it, to the Christmas season. When I saw they were at Walmart, I told Mary and Mary ordered 8 boxes of them because we were like, we've got freezer space, we're gonna stock up while they're in stock, and womp womp, they didn't have them. So our Walmart grocery pickup was a little bit of a bust, but they did have canned pumpkin.
Yeah, I tried to order canned pumpkin at Aldi the last couple of weeks and they always say they're out of it. And Walmart had it.
I've heard that there's like a pumpkin shortage. Is this a thing? I don't know, but we pulled the apple crisp out of the oven before we left, and I'm gonna try it.
He already tried it. Don't even pretend.
So good. So good. I think I did good on the crumbles on top.
I bet you did good. He had to deviate from the recipe a little bit.
It's true.
Because he cooks with his heart.
I put more oats in because I was like, that's not enough oats. So, super good. Super delicious. What do you think, Holly? Is that right? What do you think, Harry?
Later, we need to go flush my port.
Okay. That monthly thing. Guys, look at the green grass.
Hallelujah.
Guys, enter the kitchen with me at your own risk. Because Mary is baking. And
I'm never baking again. This is so stupid.
She's trying to make muffins. And so, although we don't cook with a recipe, we bake with recipes because like baking isn't.
Until they are like the stupidest recipe I've ever seen. I'm literally like, I'm never making muffins again. So we'll see how these turn out because they're the only muffins we're ever gonna eat. I'm not kidding. It like had dry ingredients, had wet ingredients. It
I was sitting
looked like
at
we were supposed to put the dry and bleh, done. And so many dishes. Why?
I was sitting at the kitchen table. Mary's in here cooking, and I'm like, is everything okay in there? Because she's reading the recipe and just like yelling at the recipe. That doesn't make sense. Good job.
I hope they're amazing.
I hope so too.
Well, it has 2 times the baking powder and the baking soda because I thought you were supposed to put it there. But for real, this is why I didn't bake before Trikafta, because I couldn't have the ability to do, like, get all this stuff out and then clean up afterwards. Like, it makes such a big mess. And I feel like throwing it across the room right now, but I have what it takes.
Why don't I
Trikafta can.
Why don't I clean up the dishes while that cooks and you take a breather and like forget about the recipe? Is that right, Harry?
He's starting to learn how to wear a sweater.
A sweater, aka the bottom of the pants of one of Mary's old pajama pants.
Yep.
That Mary cut leg holes into. So the cuff around his neck is like the cuff on the end of those pants.
Hi, are you learning how to, that your spine can still work? It used to be anytime I put like clothes or a bandana or his harness, like his leash harness, he would like walk like this. Like he's like, my spine stopped working. But he's learning how to wear his harness, and I just put this on him tonight because the first time I put him on, oh, he just couldn't handle it. So maybe I am hot.
It is hot in here. She wouldn't let me turn on the air conditioning.
I thought it would make us cold. I won't take it back. He said I have to take back what I said about muffins because he saw them and he thought they looked good. Harry, wait.
Oh, he jumped up on the couch.
Because we never eat muffins, I'm not sure how you're supposed to eat them, so I brought butter.
Hey.
Okay, let's see.
Let's see here. We're just sitting out here, fire at the table. Honey, I think you need to take back what you said about muffins.
Let's taste them first.
Okay.
And then we'll see if I can grow in my muffin making ability and direction following ability.
I just think they look amazing. That looks good, honey. Don't doubt your ability. No.
You should try it.
Okay.
We should give it a real good try.
I'm gonna sit you guys here. Let's see if you'll stay.
It's a bit dry.
It is a bit dry, but with a cup of coffee, that would be pretty good.
Okay, maybe it was I chose the wrong recipe to follow. Okay. I will do my best to not mess up the next time. If there is a next time.
Guys, did you show them this hibiscus flower? Whew.
I think I have.
It is bright as the sunshine.
And this is the third one that tree has given us. And
as always, we'll see you tomorrow. Good night. Good night, Ollie.